The number of coronavirus cases in India has risen to 11,439. At least 377 people have succumbed to COVID-19 in India. Maharashtra, the western Indian state, remains the worst hit in India with nearly 2,700 cases and 178 deaths. Mumbai, the capital of Maharashtra, is one of the worst affected cities in India. Rajasthan has a total of 969 cases with 3 deaths so far. Capital New Delhi has a high concentration of COVID-19 cases. At least 30 people have died because of coronavirus in Delhi, while over 1,500 people remain infected in the Indian capital. In southern India, the state of Tamil Nadu has confirmed the highest number of cases. The state has reported over 1,200 cases of the coronavirus. Neighboring Karnataka, in fact, has only 260 cases till now. Andhra Pradesh, 483 cases, as well as Telangana, which has reported 624 cases till now. The central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh has confirmed 730 cases so far of the coronavirus. West Bengal has confirmed 213 cases of the coronavirus. 7 people have died in the state so far. Odisha, neighboring state to West Bengal, has 60 cases and 1 death so far. Let's now update you with the new COVID-19 guidelines issued by India's Home Ministry. Now, some of the commercial and private establishments will remain operational. This includes e-commerce firms, courier services and services provided by self-employed persons like plumbers and electricians. All agricultural and related activities will also remain operational. Farm workers will be allowed to harvest crops. Agencies involved in procurement of agri-products will also be allowed to remain functional. Fisheries, plantations and animal husbandry sectors will also be allowed to carry out operations. Work under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee will be allowed to take place as well. The ministry has also issued specific guidelines for public places and offices. Face masks have been made compulsory in all public places. Gathering of 5 or more people have also been banned. Spitting in public places have been made punishable with a fine. There will also be a strict ban on sale of liquor and tobacco. In what was a big move, face masks have now been made compulsory in all workplaces. Officers must carry out temperature screening and should also provide hand sanitizers. Officers must have a 1-hour gap between shifts. Work from home should be encouraged for those who are above the age of 65 and for parents of children below the age of 5. Offices must be sanitized regularly and large meetings should remain prohibited. We are now joined by WION's principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, for more details on this big story. Siddhant, first of all, many relaxations have been introduced. Today, the guidelines specify many relaxations as far as the lockdown period is concerned. Only in the districts that are green zones, that means that there are no coronavirus cases till now. But how did this evolution take place? Earlier, it was a complete nationwide lockdown for 3 weeks. Now it has evolved into this new sort of lockdown.
Well, yes, today is the first day of the part 2 of the lockdown. We know that the part 1 had 21 days, but you talked about the evolution. Primarily, the focus now is to make sure while there is a lockdown, there is also a balance when it comes to running of the economy, because lockdown was taking a huge toll on the Indian economy. We know the IMF has already said that the world is in recession and India will grow around 1.7% for the current financial year, which is worrisome. and the worst impacted because of the lockdown is the lower class of India, especially the migrant laborers. We have seen visuals, and especially when it comes to food, that is something that they are suffering. But the main aim of the lockdown is to make sure that there is no spread, there is a containment of the entire crisis, the COVID crisis, and the chain can be broken. We know the numbers are increasing very fast. In fact, just 10 minutes ago, the new numbers have been released by the Indian Health Ministry, and the number of cases are almost touching now 12,000, approximately 11,933, with approximately 392 deaths have been confirmed in the country. This is something worrisome, but by and large, to make sure that there is a balance between the lockdown and there is no impact on the economy, nonetheless, there will be impact. The government has devised this formula, especially for the agriculture sector, because remember, it is the agriculture sector that makes sure that there is no impact on the food security of the country. The Rabi season has started, and the government wants to make sure that there is enough manpower on the ground for the harvest. So special concessions being given to the agriculture sector of the country. And something I can tell you is the fact that how will India declare hot zones into green zone is that if a case is reported in a hot zone, it's only after the last case is reported, 28 days after that reporting of the last case, that area will be declared a green zone. So by and large, it looks like a very long haul when it comes to the entire crisis, how India is dealing with the crisis. But relatively speaking, if we compare the number of cases here in India as compared to cases in Europe and US, the numbers are still very less, and we know that the Indian government has been talking about the early measures that made sure that the spread could be halted.
Absolutely. Siddhant Sibal, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast and sharing with us your views on